Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Framingham High School in Framingham, Massachusetts, bringing you live coverage of today's high school varsity boys volleyball contest between the hosting Flyers of Framingham High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Looks like we're starting off with a little bit of Wi-Fi trouble. Sometimes that happens here in Framingham. Brookline got the first point off a kill from Liam Raybould, as now Framingham tries to answer, but ball well recovered by Andrew Bacon. Set up for Kristaps Vaivars, who gets his first kill of the day. Brookline takes an early 2-0 lead. I am not alone on the broadcast here today. I am joined by Brookline High assistant varsity coach and head JV coach Justin Suhu. Justin, thank you so much for joining me here today.
I'm excited to be here.
All right. They try and tap the one over, but it's recovered by Alex Magula, followed up by Eli Traub. A spike from Kristaps Vaivars. Vaivars already with 2 kills to start.
It's a great cross-court shot by him, using the block to redirect the ball and make it hard for the defenders to pick up.
3-0, the Brookline lead here in the first set. Andrew Bacon with the serve. That one sails long, and Framingham is on the board. Apologies again, folks, for the late start to this one. I hit some bad traffic on the way out here. Kind of underestimated the traffic. That's my fault. But we are here. We didn't miss any points this time, unlike my snafu with the Natick match. So that's pretty good. And now Framingham on serve. Number 9, Luan Mehra serves it. Received by Eli Traub. Set by Smagula. Another spike from Raybould. Perfectly to the back corner.
It's a great deep swing by Liam.
Second kill of the day for Liam Raybould, as Brookline goes back on serve with the 4-1 lead, and Raybould will be following up with the serve. This serve is received and set up. A roll shot from number 10 is received by Bacon, set by Smagula. Spike down the line from Vaivars, and Justin Vaivars, a guy who just attacks you in so many different ways. That's his 3rd kill so far. Serve Raybould off the hands. You can tell that one was a bit of a mistake there.
I like the plan of attack from Liam. He's attacking zone 1 where the server spot is, right back. That's a difficult area for passers to pass from.
This one's a shallow one, though. He's mixing it up as they set it up again for number 10. Another roll shot taken by Bacon, set by Smagula. And that time they work the fake with Raybould to set up a monster shot from Kristaps Vaivars.
Good play design. The middle, Luca helped draw the block by going for 31, and then Chris came in on the tandem swing.
And another ace from Liam Raybould, and I thank you for the correction on that one, Justin. I had originally thought it was Raybould who had set the fake for that kill by Vaivars, but in fact it was number 18, Luca Gallucci. This serve is received, bumped up, and tap blocked by Gallucci.
Great press by Luca right there, making sure he seals the net, doesn't let that ball trickle through.
First block of the day for the freshman, who was a mid-season call-up from the JV team. He's starting to find his spot on the team here. 9-1, the early Brookline lead as Raybould served that time. He tried to go back to that server area you were talking about, Justin, and that time just missed.
Yeah, just a little bit too far. I think the contact wasn't what he was looking for there.
9-2, the Brookline lead. Serve comes in. It's received by Bacon, set by Smagula. Vaivars going a little softer that time, but perfectly placed for another kill. That's 5 for the junior captain.
It's a great mix-up shot by Chris there. He had a couple really strong swings to start, and he's playing with the expectations of the defense a little bit. They're a little dug back because they're expecting a really hard swing from him, and so he mixes it in with a roll shot to catch their defense off guard.
And we got a timeout called by Framingham. And my apologies for the kind of in and out Wi-Fi connection. I'm hoping that it steadies itself over time. remember, if it doesn't, I always record these and I'll be able to upload it later. Good start for Brookline. Not entirely unexpected given their spot in the rankings. Brookline coming into this one having been ranked 8th in the power rankings that came out Tuesday morning. Framingham ranked 34th. The Flyers had a record of 4-13 coming into this one. Brookline 12-6.
Yeah, they've gone off to a really good start. One of the tricky parts of the season where the weather starts to heat up, the humidity is kind of one of those days where you feel a little bit of a malaise. So it's good to see that they're coming out firing.
They set this one up, and that's going to be the first. No, he touched the net. I thought it was going to be a kill for Framingham's number 20, but in fact, he touched the net, and that violation gives the point to Brookline.
Yeah, it was a bit of a risky set. Ended up a little too tight on the net.
This one received by number 7, Gabriello DePaula, and another roll shot from number 20, received by Bacon. A little bit of confusion, but Hilt sets it up, but a whiff on the spike by Vivars. Just a little bit of chaos in the traffic there, Justin.
Yeah, they're running something a little bit different than what we typically do, so there was a bit of a communication issue right there.
Number 10, Michael Viella on serve for the Flyers. Serve received by Vivars, followed up by Traub and bumped over by Gallucci, taken by Viella, set by number 5, and tapped right back. I don't know if that was Gallucci or Hiltz, but I feel like in stat keeping, Justin, you give that one more of a kill than a block. It's not like they blocked a shot there.
That one we typically consider a block.
Oh, no kidding.
Just because it's an attempt to stop the other team's offense.
And the Brookline offense starting with that serve from Vivars. A roll shot there received by Bacon, set by Hiltz, punched over by Gallucci. And now they set up for another attack, received this time by Smagula, followed up by Traub, and tapped over by Hiltz. And this time tapped over by the setter, number 5, Vincent Chavez. Brookline sends it back. Set up by Chavez for number 20. The roll shot taken by Smagula, followed up by Traub, and Bacon, the roll shot, sails that one.
It's not the greatest choice of swing right there. We typically get on our guys for hitting towards the 6 because you have about 12 feet more space to hit for if you go hard cross. Missing out the 6, it's not a great shot usually because the defender's right there. So I think Bacon knows that he didn't make the best choice there.
This serve comes in, taken by Vivars, set by Hiltz, and the spike from Gallucci deflected, taken by number 1, set by Chavez. The spike dug out by Traub, set by Hiltz, punched over by Bacon, but blocked. That one blocked by number 5, Vincent Chavez.
A little bit of a low set there, but that was a scramble play. It's a tough cover there.
Serve coming in from number 13 off the net cord, but chased down by Traub, set by Hiltz. Long spike Vivars, received by Viella, set up by Chavez. Spike blocked by Gallucci. By my count, that is his 3rd block. The freshman making things happen out of the middle.
We're very lucky with our middles. They're all very tall, got long arms. They use it to their advantage.
And when you think about how many middles you guys graduated last year, it's crazy how much depth you guys have there.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate in that regard.
This
Great
one,
set, Odin.
Speaking
nice
of.
Swing. Great swing, Liam.
Speaking of the depth out of the middle, this time it's Liam Raybold collecting his 3rd kill of the day so far.
It's a great use of the size mismatch in the middle.
Traub serve dug out by 13, set up by Chavez. The spike by 9, blocked again, this time by Raybold. And I'm not sure quite what happened there. They called the play a little short. What happened there, Justin?
It looks like Framingham got a net touch there.
Got it.
I'm not sure if I saw one.
One sent over on 2 by Chavez, received by Traub, set by Hiltz, and a long spike from Vivars. That's a man that can just kill you from anywhere.
Yeah, Chris has worked really hard at making himself a threat in every part of the court.
And boy,
he actually started out as a middle for us. So
I remember that back when he was a freshman.
Yeah.
This one chased down by Chavez, tapped over barely, received by Raybold. Oh, Hiltz whiffs on the on-2. Boy,
not the worst idea there, just poor execution.
Yeah. It looked for a second like Framingham's number 7, Gabriel DePaula, almost kind of went under on that one, and sometimes I see a violation called on that, but I'm not fully clear on what differentiates them.
It's tricky because NFHS uses a different rule set than club volleyball does, which NFHS is a bit stricter than club volleyball. So a lot of times you'll see refs call these prolonged contacts when, sometimes they're not always actually prolonged contacts. That was just an attempt to save the ball. I think with NFHS, they allow some leeway when it's considered an athletic play, and so I think that's what you saw there.
Okay, nice recovery there by Smagula to keep the point alive, and Vivars taps it over, taken by Chavez, followed up by the libero and pushed over. Taken by Hilt, set by Smagula. Raybold received by Viella, set by Chavez. Number 9 missed on that one, and that's just a case of staying in the point long enough for your opponent to make a mistake. And we also saw Andrew Bacon get his first kill of the day 1 point before. Brookline now up 18-6. Hilt's the serve, taken by 13, set by Chavez. Tap over by 4, dug out by Bacon. On to swing from Smagula.
Great swing by Alec. Another situation where, the setter plays with the expectations of the defense, similar to what we saw with that tandem play where Luca ran the 31 and the outside ran a quicker offense. It messes around with the block a little bit.
This serve is taken by number 1, set by Chavez. Roll shot by 9, drops in perfectly there. Luan Meira gets the kill on that one.
A little bit of a miscommunication there. Eli or Bacon should have called it off and gone for it. I think it's probably more of Eli's play rather than Bacon, so that he's more of a hitting option.
Now they set up for Viella. This one received by Vivar, set up by Bacon, bumped over by Raybold, received by Adam Chan, set by Chavez. Quick spike kind of whiffed, and the whiff works out for him as Nate Richmond gets the kill on that play.
Definitely a bit of a lucky play there. I think there was a missed time on the set and hit by the middle on Framingham, and it just ended up being a wonky play.
Playing with the expectations of the defense, but that time accidentally, that time on purpose.
Oh, great play by Alec there. That's a great vision play.
Over the back of his head.
Alex smirking at me, making sure I leave a comment about that one.
Oh, man. 20-8 as Brookline reaches the 20-point threshold by a wide margin. Bacon the serve, taken by 13, set by Chavez. Richmond taps it over, dug out by a diving Smagula, chased down by Traub, pushed over by Bacon, and miscommunication by Framingham. And now here's my question, Justin. Do you give a kill to Bacon on that one?
Yeah, you do. It's not technically a hitting attempt, but, I mean, if
no one touched it.
If you put the
scored.
ball over and nobody touches it, yes, it counts as a kill.
Okay, that's how I've been scoring it, but I'm happy to get more of an expert opinion now this time around.
Yeah, it's a kill, but it's not an actual kill. It counts as a kill in the stats.
That one counts as a kill without question as they set up out of the middle for Nate Richmond, his second kill.
Nice deep corner swing.
And now Meira setting up on serve. Brookline leads 21-9 here in the first set. This serve received by Vivar, set by Smagula, tapped down by Zach Spencer for his first kill.
Wish Zach would have swung with his right hand there. A little bit of a longer contact on that tip there. I'm honestly a little surprised the refs didn't call that one.
So Spencer gets away with a little something as he gets his first kill of the day. Zachary Boyer, the serve taken by Chan, set by Chavez. Richmond taps it over, dug out by Vivars, and Smagula he was trying to get a little fancy on that one, trying to send it over on two and didn't have the angle.
Yeah, just a little bit of an errant pass by Chris right there. We typically ask guys to miss off the net so that it's not, we're not putting our setters in situations where they have to run towards the net and potentially run under or into the net.
Brookline barely keeps this one alive, and roll shot goes over from Galucci, taken by Chan, set by Chavez. 20, a roll shot, might have mistimed it there, taken by Bacon, set by Smagula. Vivars definitely mistimed that one as he misses into the net.
Chris wanted the glory kill there. Yeah, it looks like it was a transition error on Framingham. Their outside hitter didn't get back enough, so he couldn't get a full approach into the ball, and that's why he was behind it and not really able to get a full swing in.
Vivars goes for the full swing that time, and he gets the kill.
And I really like that play design there. With Chris in serve receive, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to kick out wide to get a typical outside set. So that, especially against tougher servers, that's a great play to run so that you can get your momentum into the ball and run into the court and have a shorter distance to swing. And it also messes with the block a little as well.
And something messed with Framingham there. A bad service receive results in them just kind of whiffing on the third hit. And now it is set point for Brookline. Smagula serves dug out by 20, followed up by DePaula. Shot over by Viella is dug out, spiked on 2, is blocked, but recovered by Boyer. Now set by Hiltz, and a spike from Vivars deflected, and no one follows it up. And Vivars ends it with his 8th kill of the set.
Really good first set to start there. You know, a lot of energy on the court. I'm liking that, especially in these hot weather games. Sometimes you'll see a little bit of lagging effort there. I think Framingham's not quite used to the weather yet. As you could see, some of their coverage wasn't there. They weren't putting in the effort, and I think maybe it's just the humidity is getting to them a little bit right now.
25-11, the final score as Brookline takes the 1-0 lead. I hear a little bit of a buzzing sound coming in my headset. It might not be coming in for everyone else. Just let me make sure. Justin, test for me a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yep, seems like we got you. Just keep talking a bit.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, sounds like we got you good. All right. And thank you so much again for joining me on this. Like, I already feel like I'm getting a wealth of knowledge just sitting back and listening to someone who coaches this game and knows so much about it and has obviously played it, as you yourself were a member of this program back when we were both in high school.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be on here. You know, it seems like something fun to do. I wanted to try it, offer a little bit of a insider's perspective, sort of offer what coaches see on the court, and sometimes what the players see on the court as well. So I'm glad that you had me on.
Yeah, absolutely. So a quick question I want to ask as we're in between sets is, you mentioned the 6 area. So I know a lot of different sports number certain areas of the playing area differently. So how do you number things in volleyball?
So typically you number the zones on the court based on where the order of the servers are. So 1 is obviously the first server. 2 being right front would be where the next server is. 3 middle front. 4 left front. 5 left back. 6 middle back. So it goes in order of how far they are away from being the next server.
Got it. Got it. You know, just a little terminology thing to help me and the fans understand a little bit more.
But yeah, to go in a little bit of more detail on why we don't like when our hitters go to zone 6 unless it's a wide open shot is because that's the spot where the blocker is typically trying to take away. There's usually a defender in the area right there. And if you're hitting crossed, zone 6, there's not as much room there. So if you swing a little deep, you have less court to hit into. So we really like our hitters to hit towards zone 5, or if they're on the right side, zone 1, because they have more room. What some people might call hitting hypotenuse, I just like to say that there's 12 more feet to hit there.
Hitting hypotenuse. I'm going to have to remember that one. Boy, they're working in math in this one.
Volleyball is a very physics-heavy game. So, you know, I like to explain things from a math and geometry and physics perspective. My background being a mechanical engineer, that just, you know, it's very familiar to me. So that's typically how I like to explain things.
Physics in sports? You're kidding me. All right, well, Brookline taking that first set pretty soundly, 25-11, as they get ready for the second set. And this seems like one of those matches where we're probably going to see a number of the backups involved, you know, a certain disparity in the level of where the teams are at, and you get a pretty high margin of victory. What do you hope to see from some of the guys who are going to get more playing time today, Justin?
I hope to see them really put in a lot of effort. You know, Bacon not typically being our starting outside, I want to see him, you know, find his voice on the court. put in some aggressive swings, be assertive, show that he's a threat on the court. Because I know he plays really good defense, but he's also an offensive threat when he puts puts the effort in.
That first point went to Framingham as Nate Richmond, number 4, collects his 3rd kill. This serve comes in. It's taken by Traub, set by Smagula, and Hiltz swings for the fences, and he hits the next county over as Framingham takes the point.
I think Odin was trying to aim for hands there, and it's just a little bit of a miss. Not too much though. I like that. I like that swing there.
Back on serve, Luan Mehra for the Flyers. This serve taken by Bacon on 1, sent back on 1 by Richmond. Yeah, that almost seemed like it was in a little of in-between players, so they kind of hesitated on who was going to take it.
Yeah, so we typically categorize serving targets in either serving a zone, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or serving a seam. So we'll say in this case that server went to the 1-6 seam. That's one of those balls where they both kind of have to go for it, one covering the other, being the backup, and one taking the primary play on the ball. In that situation, I think there was a miscommunication, and Eli didn't really go for the ball, and then Bacon had to be the backup guy there and save it from being an ace. Framingham's number 9 doing a really good job of serving aggressive low floaters here.
That time he goes for a high floater, and it's too far, and Brookline finally gets on the board after a bit of a sloppy start. Framingham with the 4-1 lead.
That's a great run of 3 by Framingham there. It started with that guy's serves. Serving an aggressive floater is really how you play up against stronger teams. You have to win at the service line.
This one set up for 20, and it's received by Traub. Bumped up by Smagula. Roll shot Boyer, taken by Chan. Set by Chavez. Viella, the roll shot, sails long.
Yeah, just not the greatest transition effort there by Viella. If he gets a little further back, he could get a more powerful swing and a bit of a higher jump off the ground. So one of the big things that these hitting errors are usually just transition errors. If they don't get far back enough, they don't get their full swing in, they don't get a full approach in, and they don't jump as high as a result.
Serve from received by Chan, set up for Richmond, but recovered by Smagula, sent over on 1. They set up for 20 this time. He taps over, misses wide when trying to avoid the blockers.
Yeah, and if I were Framingham here, I would try to run number 4 a little bit more. He's been showing some good stuff on those 1 balls there. He runs a pretty quick ball that forces our defense and our blockers to commit to him a little bit.
Bacon back on serve, taken by 45, set by Chavez. Roll shot Viella, taken by Hiltz, set by Smagula. Boyer, the spike, taken by 45, set by Chavez. 20, the spike, sails long.
Good swing by Boyer, good deep swing. He let that ball get behind him a little bit, so he wasn't able to swing at his full power there. You could kind of tell he was hitting with his shoulder but a little bit behind rather than forward, so he wasn't able to get his full power into that swing.
Bacon on serve with the score tied at 4, and what was that, illegal formation or out of rotation or something?
It was a foot fault, so he stepped over the service line right there.
Oh. Chan, the serve straight into the net and right back to Brookline. And I always say whenever I'm covering these, just from more of a layman fan's perspective, serving is so important in this because the game is designed, you can't win without getting service points.
Yeah, I tell my guys that all the time. You have to go on runs on serve if you want to win against the best teams in the state. Against a lower level team, you might be able to get away with just serving it in, but anybody in the Bay State Conference, Framingham included, they're a good team. They just happen to be in one of the most competitive conferences in the state where, 8 of 10 teams are in the playoffs and highly ranked at that. So, they're just stuck in a tough situation, but they're a team that deserves respect on the court, and so you got to serve them tough still.
Couldn't have said it better. I mean, there's a reason they're still on the edge of playoff contention, even with a 4-13 record. As this serve dug out by 20, chased down by 12, bumped over by Chan, taken by Galucci, set by Smagula. Boyer, the spike, sails that one.
Overran that ball again. So what Boyer failed to do there is take his timing step. So he does a 4-step approach, meaning his first step should be a wait step to kind of read the set, and then his next 3 steps are to get to the ball. He kind of skips the weight step and just runs straight at the ball rather than understanding where the set is.
Framingham trying to chase this.
Oh,
Oh!
boy. Uh-oh. Great effort by number 5.
I was about to say Chavez gets a Tommy point for that one.
Yeah.
My goodness, that was dangerous.
A little bit of a scary play. Thankfully, he looks to be completely fine.
Yeah. No, always good when you see a kid pop right back up. You know, kids can be resilient, which is why when they don't get right back up, that's when you get nervous.
Yeah, I think he had the presence of mind to realize that he was close to the bleachers, so he probably braced himself a little bit for that.
Roll shot set up for 20. It's taken by Bacon, set by Smagula. Boyer, the spike, dug out by 45 off the deflection, sent over on 2 by Chavez. Brookline trying to stay in the point, and they can't.
Seems that there's a bit of a communication error between Odin and Alec right now. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've seen them sort of not understand who's supposed to be taking the ball, so I'm not sure what's going on there, if they're running a 6-2 or if one of them is just kind of setting the whole time around in a 5-1.
How do you guys decide who's going to be taking the sets when you've got 2 setters on the floor?
So it really depends on the offensive system that we're running. So you may have heard me say 5-1 or 6-2. The first number refers to the number of options on the court. The second number refers to the number of setters on the court. So in a 6-2, oh, great
nice
thunderous swing by
kill.
Odin there.
Odin Hiltz.
So in a 6-2, you typically have your setter only playing back row, and whoever the second setter is, if they're front row, will either get subbed out for a hitter or will be hitting themselves. In this case, Odin and Alec are both great offensive threats on their own. Great line serve by Boyer there.
Ooh, that was
They're
very
both great
nice.
offensive threats, so you don't necessarily need to sub them out for another hitter. But yeah, so in a 6-2, the setter is always in the back row, and in a 5-1, the setter will be playing all the way around. A less common offensive system that you'll see at this level is a 4-2, where the setter will stay front row, meaning that you will have 4 front row options in a rotation.
I see. That roll shot goes long as it is now a 9-8 score in favor of Brookline. And the Flyers go back on serve number 2. Aiden Bach coming in to serve for Framingham. This one off the net cord. Boy, not much you can do about that.
Yeah, and you're seeing Framingham really stick to that aggressive serving plan, and it's paying off really well right now.
This serve taken off the hands of Christoph Wong for back-to-back aces. And Justin, you mentioned an aggressive serving style for fans, and myself included. It can be so hard to think that aggressive serving style when you see a guy not going for a jump serve. So what do you define as an aggressive serving style?
So even though this isn't a jump serve, he's serving with a lot of pace. He's serving it low. It's going to force the serve receivers to be on the same page and really make a faster decision, right? He's putting a lot of pace on that ball, so they don't have a lot of time to communicate. So they kind of have to make sure that they pre-communicate before the serve happens, calling who's taking the primary seam, so that there's not one of these situations where they're bumping into each other or they're just staring at each other to see who's supposed to go for it.
Luca Gallucci gets his first kill on that last point. Chavez sets up for Mayra. It's received by Traub, but no one there to follow it up. And Luan Mayra gets his 3rd kill, and more of that confusion.
That's a great pickup by Eli right there, and nobody turned around to support him there.
Now on serve for Framingham is Chavez. This serve is taken over on 1 by Bacon, but the hit back missed by Mayra, and Brookline gets a bit of a break there.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to their aggressive serving plan, like if you don't properly absorb the extra force on that ball, you're going to see an overpass like what happened right there. Great block by Zach right there.
And now they retry with Viella, dug out by Traub. Set up Smagula, swings and misses long.
It's a good pickup right there. It's a good idea by Alec. He missed just a little bit long there. They may have just been a little too rushed.
Yeah, and he gave himself all that extra space you talked about by going for the opposite corner, and that's why it was just a little bit long instead of a lot of bit long. Mayra on serve, his team up 1 here in the second set. This serve
Good
received
pass
by
there.
Boyer, set by Hiltz, off timing. And that gives Framingham another point.
Yeah, Odin knew he set him a little too tight there, especially being left-handed. It's a little tricky to get a set that's tight on the net because the ball has to cross your shoulder, and you have less ability to manipulate the ball.
Mayra on serve, this one goes long. And Justin, that makes me wonder, like, because usually you put your strongest hitter on the left side, is it better when you have a lefty spiker to put him on the right side?
Typically, yes. At the pro level, you'll actually see a lot of left-handers on the outside, partly because it's a little bit easier to swing line that way because you just swing straight through the ball, whereas if you're right-handed, you kind of have to come across it. So at this level, yes, you typically want to have left-handed hitters stay on the right side. For me personally, when I was a senior in high school, we had 5 lefties on the team, and I had to play outside for a little bit during the season, which was an interesting experience. Great block there by Alec.
And Smagula gets his first block of the day after a point where Nate Richmond got his 4th kill for Framingham. 14-13, the Framingham lead here in set number 2 as Huang goes on serve. Taken by 20, set by Chavez. Viella, roll shot deflected, dug out by Smagula, but couldn't be followed up. The block actually ended up hurting Brookline there.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where if you don't press well enough on the block, it's going to dribble over onto your side, and that's a tough cover right there.
Yeah, especially when the opposing team kind of gets off timing like they kind of got there. It messes up the timing of the block.
Yeah.
Viella on serve and gets the ace. Went deep corner on that one and went to his side. They've not been serving to a lot so far as he goes to the near side.
Yeah, I mean, if I were the guys right now, I would sit back a little bit. They're serving aggressive, but they're serving deep. They're not really hitting the shorter part of the court, so you can sit back and give yourself a little bit more room rather than letting a ball catch you high like it did there with that jump serve.
16-14 after he follows up with a serve into the net. On serve now, Smagula. This one taken by 45, followed up by Chan. Roll shot 20, taken by Huang, but over on 1 and sent back on 1, sent long by Chavez. And again, Brookline gets a bit of a break.
Yeah, they have to clean up their ball control right now. It's a little erratic. They're missing very tight to the net, and it's making it difficult to run their offense effectively.
Smagula's serve taken by 45, set by Chavez, 20 spike. He missed it wide and no one touched it.
That was a little bit of a lucky play by us. Christoph should have probably been a little bit closer to the sideline there. If he were, though, he might have gotten tagged by that guy because he was serving a line drive out. Hitting a line drive out.
Smagula's serve taken by Viella, followed up by Chavez, pushed over by 20, diving dig by Boyer, sent over on 2 by Smagula. Off the deflection, Chavez sends it over on 2, taken by Smagula, set by Helt, spike Galucci.
That's a great draw there by Odin. When he jump set, he drew the middle blocker, leaving Luca wide open on the net.
Oh. And
yeah,
now we know when we see a setter go for a jump that sometimes they're trying to pull away the blockers.
Yeah, so, usually setters will jump set if the ball is high and tight regardless, but if they're front row, they're a hitting option. They're able to dump or swing like you see Alec or Odin do often. But if a team's not paying attention and a setter jump sets from the back row, they're needlessly committing a blocker to somebody that doesn't need to be blocked. So it's good for setters to jump set a high and tight ball regardless of if they're in the front or back row, just because you never know if somebody's paying attention or not.
And especially at the highest level, redirecting blockers can just be everything when it comes to setting up your attack. Because, we've seen matches, just, Tuesday's match against Newton North, it felt like both sides were just repeatedly blocking each other. And when you got strong teams like that, you have to find ways to redirect them.
Yeah, for sure. Especially at this level in the Bay State Conference, because the level is so high, Most teams have hitters that will beat single blocks, so you need to get at least a double on them if you want a shot at stopping their offense or slowing them down.
17-16, the Warriors lead after Luka Gallucci collects his second kill of the day. This serve taken by Chan, set by Chavez, roll shot 20, received by Bacon, set by Hiltz. Boyer taps it over and places it perfectly for the kill.
It's a smart tip there by Boyer. Their defense is sitting back, not expecting him to tip. If I were Framingham, I probably would have sat up a little bit more. He hasn't really put a ball away yet. I know he can, but he needs to work on that transition footwork a little bit more so that he can swing away. That's an excellent press there by Luka.
As Gallucci collects his team-leading 4th block of the match so far. Brookline leads 19-16. That serve into the net.
It's a good idea by Alec, trying to serve that short line side in zone 2. That's a very difficult area to pass from because the setter is in between zone 2 and 3 right there, and the pass is going to be coming from behind the setter. So that's why you'll see a lot of teams try to attack that side of the court, because not only does the passer have less distance to less room for error, it's a more difficult area for the setter to get a pass from, because now they have to watch the ball coming from over their shoulder.
And that's an ace from number 13. Huang thought it was going to fly out and just kind of misjudged it there. (19-18). This serve, Huang takes this one, set by Smagula. A bit of traffic, but it is punched over by Boyer. Taken by Chan, set by Chavez. Spike
Nice
Mera's blocked. Recovered by Chavez, set by Viella. Punched over by DePaula. Taken by Bacon. Chased down by Smagula. Spike Boyer goes for the roll shot. Taken by Viella. Set by Chavez. Mera taps it. Taken, sent over on one by Smagula. Received by 13. Set by Chavez. DePaula sails his spike and no deflection.
Yeah, we're seeing more of those miscommunications again. Alex forgetting that he's setting right now. Either that or Odin hasn't communicated properly who's taking primary hands on this ball.
Brookline reaches the 20-point threshold first. Boyer, the serve, little shallow, sent on one, and Hiltz whiffs it. Sometimes I think Odin just gets so excited when he gets a chance to hit that he just sometimes just misses it.
And every hitter has one of those moments where they're excited, they see an overpass, and they want to just demolish the ball. Unfortunately, that one was just a little bit too low, and he was too late to elevate to get to that ball.
20-19, Bach on serve for the Flyers. This one received by Bacon, set by Hiltz, spikes Smagula, and again he sends it long. And boy, Smagula so used to sending those ones over on 2 as a surprise that he's just missed a couple of these more set play pieces where he's the third hit.
Yeah, part of it is maybe just a little bit of rust. Alec hasn't been doing a lot of hitting so far this season, and I don't think they've practiced this as much as they would have liked. So some of it's just, finding his rhythm.
And we get a couple of extra taps on that one as Gallucci collects his 3rd kill. Kind of a battle at the net there as Brookline goes up 21-20. Eli Traub on serve now for the Warriors, with Framingham right on their heels. 1 point behind here in the 2nd set. This serve dug out by Chan, set by Chavez. Spike Richmond blocked by Spencer.
I think Framingham made the right choice setting the middle. He's been doing a lot of good work for them. Unfortunately, he didn't get enough direction on his ball, and Zach Spencer right there was putting up a very solid block.
First block of the day for Spencer is now Chavez sets for Mera, and Mera whiffs it into the net.
Just a little bit too low of a set there.
And I see this a lot when you get to the later stages of a match. Things just start going wrong, cascading on itself. As Richmond whiffs on one, and just like that, Brookline has set point. And it feels like the increasing pressure of just how few points you have to spare kind of throws teams off a lot.
Yeah, volleyball is a very mental game. I think it's 50% mental, 50% physical. Sometimes you don't have to be the most physically impressive hitter, but if you just mentally feel like you're the man on the court, you can just score kills just by, virtue of being aggressive.
This is turning into one heck of a rally as they set up for Bacon. Bacon
swing,
deflected, taken by Viella. Followed up by Richmond over the net, taken by Traub, set by Hiltz. Spike Spencer, and he sails it. Boy, a doozy of a rally, that one, and it ends with a point for the Flyers, but still set point for Brookline, 24-21. Chavez on serve. Taken by Traub, set by Hiltz. Bacon tries again.
Ooh, good line swing there.
Dug out by Chavez, followed up by Viella, punched over by Mera, chased down by Traub, set by Hiltz. Bacon, the roll shot, dug out on one by Chavez, chased down by Smagula, bumped up by Hiltz. Bacon tries again, deflected, and this time Bacon finishes. And Brookline takes set number 2.
Not the cleanest point there, a lot of miscommunications, but sometimes that just happens when you're running with a lineup that's not, your typical starting lineup there. Good gritty play by them, way to, play imperfect volleyball, but find a way to grit it out.
Brookline now up 2-0. 1 set away from taking this one in straight sets. Would be their second time beating Framingham in straight sets as they won 3-0 back on April 4th in Brookline. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to direct your attention to some helpful links in the description section of the video. First, at the top of the description section, you'll see a link and some instructions for how you can donate to the Brookline High Boys Volleyball Booster Club. So be sure to check that one out. And then below that, you'll see a link and a phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. One of their grants is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which helps to support Brookline High students as they pursue post-secondary education. To date, thanks to the generosity of over 140 donors over the past 9 years, they have raised over $1.4 million in scholarship funds, and as they approach their 10-year anniversary of the scholarship fund, it's a perfect time to help support them. So check out brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442, and you can see that link and phone number in the description section down below. So unofficial stats I have for the teams so far. For Brookline, I have Kristaps Vaivars with 8 kills, all of them in the first set, as we didn't see him play in the second set. Luca Gallucci having a nice day with 3 kills and a team-leading 4 blocks. Liam Raybold with 3 kills and 2 aces. Andrew Bacon with 3 kills. Alex Smagula, 2 kills, 1 block. Zach Spencer, 1 kill, 1 block. And Zach Boyer with 1 kill and 1 ace. And Odin Hiltz with 1 kill. For Framingham, I have Nate Richmond with 4 kills. Luan Mera with 3 kills. Aiden Bach with 2 aces. Michael Viella with 1 ace. Vincent Chavez with 1 block. And number 13, who I didn't have on my roster from last time, with 1 ace. And we've got one of the Brookline players tuning in, the injured Amir Tomer, commenting, "Let's go Warriors." Thank you very much for tuning in and supporting Amir, and hope you get better soon. Ideally, we would certainly love to see him back for the playoffs, but obviously most important is the young man's health, and if at bare minimum, it would be nice to at least see him next year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not worried about him being back next year.
But a little bit of concern about the playoffs.
Yeah, a little bit. But, Amir's a Warrior, and then luckily it wasn't too severe of an injury, so we should hopefully see him back relatively soon.
He is a Warrior. He does play for Brookline. Did you do that on purpose?
No, that was entirely unintentional.
Oh, it's even better when it's unintentional. 2-0. Brookline leads, trying to finish in straight sets. Framingham will get first serve, number 5, Vincent Chavez. Getting set to serve. Serve taken by Traub, set by Smagula, spike Spencer. Zach Spencer opens the third set with a kill.
Great swing by Zach there. Aiming a little bit off the hands right there. Still landed in, but that's a good idea by him.
1-0 to start for Brookline here in set number 3. Andrew Bacon going on serve. Serve taken by 20, set by Chavez. Quick spike Richmond. And Framingham gets another kill from Nate Richmond, his 5th.
Good decision to use the middle there. The middle was forced to swing towards Zach Boyer, and that was ultimately the right decision. He's the smaller block, so, I mean, if I were in his shoes, I would have done the same.
Luan Mehra on serve off the net cord for an ace. It's the most agonizing thing. I was a tennis player myself in high school, and let me tell you, the net cord agony is universal across all net sports.
Yeah, let serves are very, very difficult to deal with. Part of it has to come with, making sure that you're not committing to the direction of the ball too much, because sometimes things like that will happen. Smart adjustment there by Alec.
Boy, it looks to a fan, it just looks so fancy and so cool. Almost makes him look like a basketball player going for a reverse layup or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the advantage of being a lefty setter. He actually used his right hand on that one, but he knows he's creative in finding ways to make himself a threat on the court.
Boyer on serve. This one taken by Chan, set by Chavez for Richmond. And Richmond delivers again his team-leading 6th kill so far today. Framingham up 3-2.
Yeah, that middle's been a very good threat this match. I would like to see them put up a double block against him, seeing as he's the only one who's gotten significant number of kills on us so far.
Chan on serve, taken by Bacon, over on 1, received by 20, set up by Chavez. 20, the spike blocked by Gallucci, recovered by Chan. Set up for Fiala this time. It's taken by Bacon, set by Smagula. Hiltz long spike, taken over on 1. Smagula whiffed on the spike.
Yeah.
Tough one.
It is a tough one. He wanted that for sure.
Serve from Chan, taken by Huang.
Good pass, Christoph.
Set up.
Good set.
Smagula missed by Boyer.
Yikes.
Like you said, you get that second unit out there, and it's just trying to find the timing with guys that don't necessarily play as much. This serve taken by Bacon. Spike on 2 by Smagula. Like you said, Justin, he finds so many different ways to make himself a threat on the court.
He's doing a really good job of that the second half of the season. The first half of the season, I would have liked him to do it a little bit more, but I think he's gotten the message across.
Serve taken by 45, set up by Chan, and whiffed by 20. And on that note about Smagula, I mean, it's gotta be so disheartening sometimes when you go for those and you miss, because like you had an extra hit to set things up, and it's got to get in your head.
Yeah, for sure. Those are definitely very difficult to have to experience sometimes. Smart adjustment there by Luca.
Oh, I think we got a touch of the net.
A little bit of a low set from Odin there. That's a very smart reaction play by Luca, recognizing that he's not going to have a shot at hitting that over the net, so he just pushes it over.
Smagula's serve taken by 20, set by Chavez, and a spike from 20 is received by Smagula, set by Hiltz. Boyer taps it and misses it wide.
Not a terrible idea. Probably not the choice I would have made there. I would have swung.
6-5, Framingham leads. Fiala the serve, sails. And again, well, we talked about a couple sets ago, you gotta take advantage when you have the serve to go on some, get some points. Can't just give it right back to the opponent.
Yeah, and with an aggressive serving plan like that, you're naturally going to see more serving errors. So it's something you have to live with a little bit, just because you want to force the other team to sit back on their heels a little bit and be sort of in that situation where they're getting intimidated by your aggression. So even though that was a service error from Framingham, it's not something that I, as a coach, would be too upset about, because they would know that they have to go in swinging.
Nice dig by Boyer off the spike, and now Smagula the spike. Dug out by 45, set up for Chavez, spikes through. Another dig by Smagula, but too much traffic. Oh, the diving dig kept them in the point, but also prevented them from following it up.
Yeah, in one of those situations where it's tough. He dug the ball right up underneath him. Typically, that would have been an easy ball for Odin to get, but because Alec is there, you know, he's getting blocked. So the middle back in this situation needs to be ready to cover that ball.
Oh, I think we got a foot fault called there on 13 as Brookline gets the point. Yeah, Brookline with some of these unusual lineups here, getting the backups more involved. I mean, we've seen just some confusion of players bumping into each other. Traffic's been worse out on this court than it was out on I-90 coming out here.
Ooh.
Tap is blocked by Spencer. Sent over by Chavez, taken by Traub, set by Hiltz. Bacon the spike, and he sails it on the roll shot.
Yeah, he jumped a little underneath that ball right there, so his swing carried a little deeper than he wanted.
Yeah, so I imagine on a roll shot you want to jump a little earlier so that you don't have as much upward momentum sometimes, or does it depend on the roll shot you're going for?
If you're just trying to save the ball, it doesn't really matter. I typically want our hitters to approach the same way, and then when they're going for the roll shot, they just slow their swing down, right? Whereas you don't want to get into this situation where you're having to change your hitting form too much just to get a roll shot in. You want to be able to disguise it. That's what makes it difficult for some defensive players to pick those up, is because they're not sure if they're going to see a swing or if they're going to see a roll shot.
Want it to be like a good changeup in baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
9-8, Framingham leads after Brookline kind of miscommunicated on that last one. Bacon pushes this one over to the corner, chased down by 13, followed up by Viella through the ceiling stuff, and Bach missed it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh my gosh, he went through the uprights on the ceiling structure there.
Yeah, right through the trusses, and unfortunately they weren't expecting it to go through clean, so I think they were caught a little flat-footed there.
Hiltz the serve, taken by 13, followed up by Chan. Mayra the spike off the net cord, but recovered by Bacon. Sent over on 2 by Smagula, dug out by Viella, followed up by Chan. Bumped over by Richmond, diving dig by Traub, tapped over by Spencer. Late. Chan takes it, set by Chavez. Mayra the spike blocked by Smagula.
Great block by Zach and Alec right there, sealing the net, making sure that they don't have that cross shot, especially on a scramble play like that. They don't really have line as easily because the sets typically miss a little inside.
The serve taken by 13, set up Richmond, dug out by Traub, right set by Smagula, roll shot Bacon, taken by Chan, set by Chavez, and that one blocked wide, and Mayra gets the kill on that one.
Yeah, that's a tricky play. That's a joust set right there. It's right on the tape. You typically want to be the second one up for that ball because you'll have more leverage being the one going up. You have the ability to transfer your jumping force into that ball a little more easily. So unfortunately, I think Alec was the first one up on that, and so the Framingham player had an easier shot to redirect the ball off of his block.
As we see another backup, number 22, Anuj Majumdar, coming into the game for the first time. I got to ask, Justin, how do you, as a scorekeeper, how do you decide when a guy gets when you give 2 guys half a block versus 1 guy a whole block? Because it feels so hard to see, at least from this angle.
Yeah, so if we see a double block and it's hard to tell, we give them a half block. If there's a double block and it's very clear that it was one person, then we will give that person a block. But sometimes we'll feel a little generous because, you know, part of it is if they put up a solid double block, they're both responsible for some of the hitting decisions that the hitter makes. So, you know, it's not a perfect science. I think usually we err towards the side of giving them a half block each.
That there was the 4th kill of the day for Andrew Bacon as he got the deflection.
Oh, it went off the hands there? I thought it had gone out.
Yeah, I mean, it did go out, but it went out off the hands is what the officials called as Brookline takes the 11-10 lead. Bacon the serve, taken awkwardly by Chan, and they got a little lost on the sequence there as Brookline takes the point. (12-10). Bacon back on serve. This serve taken by Chan, set by Chavez, spike by
Great
Mayra.
swing there.
Bacon went for the kick dig and couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, if I were Bacon, I probably wouldn't have served Chan from Framingham. He's their best passer. Typically, the libero is the best passer, so you want to try to avoid serving them. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but he did struggle to pick up low floaters earlier.
And is that something that teams typically look for in a libero, that not just they be a good defender who can dive for digs, but also someone who can take that first hit and get it in the right spot to set up the sequence?
Yeah, so your libero is typically the person that has the strongest ball control on the court. You know, they're the first line of defense on serve, receive, and on receiving swings. So you want to make sure that they are able to get the ball up. You may not necessarily want somebody who can pass the ball perfectly in most situations, but somebody who's aggressive to the ball that gets the ball up in a playable position. So, you know, there's a little bit of personal preference there. Sometimes people want somebody with more precise ball control, and others may want somebody who just gets the ball up. Ooh,
this
great
one
pick up
dug
there.
out by Bacon, but no one there to help him as Richmond gets another kill for Framingham. That is his 7th.
A little bit of frustration over there. There's nothing worse than somebody getting a good dig and then nobody's there to recover it.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those today.
Yeah, Brookline's playing a little bit on their heels these last 2 sets, and you know, it's a little bit of an effort thing. Obviously, the heat doesn't make it easier, but you know, you would like to see them put a little bit more effort into this sort of situation, especially, you know, if they're getting playing time, they want to make sure that they're showing they deserve to be on the court. And they all do deserve to be on the court. They just need to show it with their effort. You know, we've seen what they're capable of in practice, and they're on the team for a reason. So, you know, they just need to do a little bit of a better job just fighting through some of this, you know, the heat that's making them a little bit tired right now.
Yeah, not to mention the limited space on a team with a program and a history this strong as Brookline. Not to mention, not a lot of senior starters graduating off of this squad. A number of seniors, a number of quality players, like you said, but it's a tight battle for a spot in the main rotation on a squad like this. Not just this talented, but this young.
Yeah, we've been very lucky. You know, we've had a very young, strong couple group of freshman classes the last couple of years that have really bolstered our talent overall. And so we're in a fortunate position where some of our best players are freshmen and sophomores. Ooh, great cover there by Liam. Good set by Eli.
And
good decision
Boyer.
to put the ball deep by Boyer right there.
And they set up a bump from 20. It's taken by Hilt, set by Majumdar. Tap by Boyer was blocked, and he recovers it. Followed up by Bacon, bumped over by Majumdar. Taken by Mayra, set by Chavez. Viella the spike, taken by Bacon, set by Majumdar. Boyer, another spike, taken by Chan, set up by Mayra.
Nice
20, a high roll shot there, taken by Traub, set by Majumdar. Spike Raybold, and he finishes
that's an
it.
excellent swing by Liam right there. Great aggressive cross swing.
And Liam Raybold, another one of those youngsters we've been talking about, started coming in off the bench late last year, and now he's really solidified himself as a top middle blocker for this team as he serves that one into the net. I might have jinxed him.
It's all right. He'll be fine. But yeah, Liam's done a great job. He's worked really hard the last couple of years, or I guess rather the last year and a half.
Ooh, that serve went off the hands wrong, and that's an ace for Chan.
Yeah, just not the right decision there by Eli. He's taking the ball with his hands when it's a little too low to comfortably pass it. He should probably take a step back and rely a little bit more on his platform there.
Serve taken by Boyer. Chased down by Smagula, sent over on 2. Spiked back by DePaula as he gets his first kill of the day. And Framingham now up by 3. And they've brought Vivars back in as the serve from Chan is taken by Vivars, set by Smagula. Vivars couldn't get a hit on that one as he sends it around the pole. That's illegal.
He didn't transition outside the court on that one. I don't know if he was expecting that ball to get pushed quite that far out, but you know, he's got to be ready.
Chan, the serve taken by Traub, set by Smagula. Galucci, the spike deflected, dug out by 45, set by Chavez. 20 tap, blocked by Smagula, recovered, and set up now, pushed over by Viella, but missed wide.
Good follow by Odin and good communication by the rest of the team to tell him that that ball is out.
17-14, the Framingham lead here in set number 3. The Flyers trying to stay alive and force a fourth set. Brookline trying to finish it here. Smagula, the serve taken by 45 and into the net. You could see Galucci go up for that one, but ultimately didn't need to.
Good decision by Alec to serve number 45. He's been struggling to pass these floaters.
And he gets an ace off of that one, targeting the exact same guy you were mentioning. As Smagula gets his first ace. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Set up by Chavez, a long roll shot by 20, and Brookline, just like that, has tied it up at 17 with 4 unanswered points.
Not sure if you caught that last play right there, but that's a really good move by Chan on Framingham to take that ball away from 20 and 45. He ran halfway across the court to take a ball that wouldn't typically have been his.
45 takes that one, and they set up for 20, and he whiffs.
Oof. But yeah, Chan from Framingham is doing what we consider, what we call show and take. He shows that he's in one position but takes a different spot.
This serve taken by 20, set by Chavez. Roll shot Viella, taken by Bacon, set by Hiltz. Spike Vivars, dug out by 45, set by Chavez. 20, the spike, missed it. Went cross court and went 2 cross of the court. 19-17. Smagula, the serve taken by Chan, set by Chavez. Viella tap blocked, right back by Vivars.
I like the decision by Alec to really push the pace on his serves, not give them too much time to set up after the whistle's blown, force them to get ready a little bit faster.
And a timeout called as their pace was being pushed a little too much, and I'm a little relieved because I'm trying to show replays after these points, and Alex like, to heck with your replays. I'm going to the next point. But Justin, I got to ask, because as you know, someone who's watched a number of these games, whenever I see a team reach 20 points, it almost feels like there's just an extra layer of pressure that comes on the team that's trailing. You know, once that first number flips from a 1 to a 2, it almost feels like you can kind of see the end in sight. Is that you know, part of that mental game we've been talking about?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if a team reaches 20 first, that means that the other team only has 5 points to give away. So they might tighten up a little bit. Usually in that sort of situation, you want your team to play a little bit loose and not be afraid so much about making mistakes, because you do have to play more aggressive. Because if you start tightening up, especially against a team that's ahead, they're going to take those easy balls that you give them and put it back right in their face, because they're playing with confidence, right? So, you know, it's a tough position to be in because you have to play confident, but you also can't be too careless.
This serve from Smagula, taken by 20, chased down by Viella, bumped over by Chan, taken by Smagula, set by Hiltz. Vivars, the spike blocked, and it just rolled wide. The massive spin gives Vivars his 9th kill. This serve taken by 20, set by Chavez. 20, the roll shot taken by Smagula, set by Hiltz. Vivars, the spike, dug out by Chan, chased down by Chavez. DePaula taps it over, taken by Vivars, set by Hiltz. Right, spike Vivars, dug out again by Chan, set by Chavez. Tap over by 20. And boy, number 20 may have gotten the kill that time, but you got to give a world of credit to Adam Chan for 2 big digs.
Yeah, you know, he's a great defensive player. He's been playing volleyball for a long time. He's a very experienced player. You know, he's going to get a lot of really impressive digs. Oof. That
one just, for a brief second, the official was starting to signal to Brookline, and I'm like, how? But it was a point for Framingham.
Yeah, the set wasn't the greatest location.
Viella, the serve, taken by Vivars. Close to the net, but they set up for Galucci. Dug out by Viella, sent over on 2 by Chavez. Dug out by Smagula. Bumped up by Traub. Roll shot by Vars, taken by 45, set by Chavez. 20, the roll shot, taken by Smagula, set by Traub. Vars winds and fires, and he gets his 10th kill.
Good set there by Eli, missing it just a little bit off the net so that Chris isn't running into the net there. That's a tough set to get because, you know, the libero is setting from behind the hitter, so now the hitter has to watch that ball coming from behind them. They lose track of the net a little bit, so that's a great set by Eli.
Set up for DePaula as he taps it over, dug out by Smagula. Oh, kept alive by Traub, but there was no angle there to get it over.
Yeah, see, they're experimenting with their lineup a little bit. They need to be more clear about these roles that they're going into right now. You know, Odin was taking hands first, and then it switched to Alec, and then there wasn't a clear agreement on who takes the second hands there, and so you're seeing some miscommunication errors right now.
22-20, Brookline leads. And boy, seeing the struggles of these two setter sets, it gives, you got to give a world of credit to, because I remember a couple of years ago you guys had Corey Zito and Nikhil Wong as two setters out there, and that just always worked so seamlessly. This one taken by Bacon, and Galucci is blocked by DePaula.
Yeah, you know, Corey and Nikhil did a great job communicating with each other. It was a little bit of an easier situation for them because our default offense was a 6-2, whereas we've been running a 5-1 with Alec mostly, with Odin and Anush subbing in occasionally. There hasn't been a lot of 6-2 stuff this year, so, you know, some of it's just knowing what system we typically run versus being put in a position that's a little unfamiliar.
That one missed by DePaula as they were trying to recover from a heavy spike from Vars. And Brookline now just 2 points away from finishing this in straight sets. Eli Traub on serve for the Warriors. Taken by Chan, set by Chavez. DePaula taps it over, but it's received by Hiltz. Set by Smagula. Roll shot Bacon. Taken by 13, set up by Chavez. Mayra the spike, and Mayra gets the kill. Framingham not backing down with their backs to the wall.
See, this is one of those situations where, you know, Bacon's a little afraid to swing away. He's getting a little tight right now, but you want to see him be swinging with confidence, even though, you know, maybe he's a little bit nervous right now.
Aiden Bach going on serve for Framingham. This serve taken by Traub, set by Smagula. Raybold whiffed, and we are tied at 23. This set will be decided by a margin of 2 points no matter what.
Yeah, that was a little bit of some footwork error by Liam right there. He overran and jumped in line with the setter rather than past him, and so, you know, the setter doesn't really want to put the ball on the net because then there's, you know, a higher chance of it getting blocked. So, you know, middles typically need to make sure that they're jumping from behind the setter so that they have space to swing into the ball. Liam overran that one just a little bit.
Yeah. Gives them space to jump with a little forward momentum so they can, add that momentum into it. I get you. Yeah, no, all the little things that as a fan or a broadcaster you don't necessarily think about. It's so fascinating.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. You know, volleyball is a very complicated and intense sport. There's a lot of minutia that goes into these decisions and plays.
23 all as this third set coming down to the wire here. Bach on serve for Framingham. This serve is taken by Bacon, set by Smagula, pushed over by Vars, taken by Bach, set by Chavez, tap over by Richmond, dug out by Smagula, set up by Traub. Hiltz taps block, and Hiltz gets it over, taken by Viella, set by Chavez. Quick spike Richmond, and he gets it. And Framingham now has set point as Richmond collects his 8th kill. So despite Brookline reaching 21st, Framingham has come back, and they're now at set point. Serve from Bach, taken by Vars, set by Smagula, bumped over by Bacon, taken by Viella, set by Chavez. Richmond, another spike, and Richmond finishes it as Framingham takes the third set.
Yeah, they played just a little bit too afraid to win that one. You know, they were just playing conservative, hoping that Framingham would make a mistake. But Framingham's playing with a lot of confidence right now. You know, the game being very mental. You know, they're not going to make as many mistakes because they're feeling pretty good. They're confident in what they're doing. Whereas you could tell, you know, Brookline's not very confident right now. Right, they're kind of not. They're a little afraid to play aggressive right now, and I'm not sure why. You know, they know who they are. We know how much talent we have. They should not be playing this way.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks to the Fitchburg match earlier this season, where that was another one where they were firmly in control, you know, through the first set or two, brought in some backups, but were still able to get the wins. And then in that third set, you know, the cornered opponent started gathering some momentum and took a set off of them. And after that one, you guys ended up bringing in a bunch of your starters back in for the fourth set. This time we saw some of the starters coming back in even towards the end of that third set.
Yeah. You know, Fitchburg put up a good fight, but that, you know, it was unfortunate that it went to a fourth set. And it's one of those situations where the you know, backup guys need to learn. You know, they have to go out swinging. You know, you can't just play not to make a mistake, because that's a recipe for disaster in this conference.
We got some fans of your commentary in the live chat today, Justin. Someone out here saying, Suhu gonna take your job, Jesse, be careful. Oh, man. I don't think he's going to take my job. I think he likes coaching too much.
Yeah, you know, I love coaching. I've been doing it since I graduated in 2011, taking an official role with the Warriors in 2016. It's been a lot of fun.
And I just got to say, it is so cool for me to see, because fun fact, I think I've said this a couple of times on stream, but Justin and I are old classmates. We both graduated from BHS class of 2011,
and we both
Runkle class of 07. So we've been going to the same. We went to the same school from 3rd grade on through 12th grade, because I had to transfer from Baker to Runkle in 3rd grade.
Right, because Baker was overcrowded.
Baker was overcrowded, and even though I could be grandfathered in, my younger siblings couldn't.
Oh,
so
really?
at least that's what I've been told is what happened. And so, moved from Baker to Runkle. And it's funny, that move actually ended up playing kind of a role in where I am today, because go to a new school, you don't really know as many people. You're not sure how to talk to people, and you're like, okay, what's an easy thing that everyone's talking about? Hey, how are the Red Sox doing? And so I jumped into the sports obsession with both feet, and now here I am.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job. You know,
Thank you.
I love it when you cover our matches.
Oh, I love getting to cover you guys' matches too. It's always a show whenever I cover Brookline volleyball.
Yeah, and you know, we've been very fortunate the last couple of years when Coach Dana started coaching at Brookline. You know, he took the program from when it was at rock bottom. We were winning 1 or 2 sets a year, and it's awesome to see that, you know, it's paying off. We're now a top team in the state, and it's been a roller coaster, because when I was a freshman, Brookline was, you know, a perennial state contender as well. We made the state semifinals my freshman year, made it to the sectional finals a couple of years, and then my senior year, unfortunately, we came just a little bit short and lost in the sectional semifinals. So I think that's the round of 16. But, you know, after that, it was, you know, a couple coaching changes, and then you just lost a lot of the continuity and the culture. So, you know, I think a lot of coaches will talk about how important culture is to a program, and I think, you know, where we are right now is a huge testament to how important culture is.
Absolutely. We start the 4th set. Brookline gets first serve. Alex Magula will be on serve to start. The serve.
Excellent serve right there.
Sent over on one,
Good
dug out by
line.
Traub, and set up and missed by Vivars. A rare mistake.
Just a little bit too much of a turn there by Chris. When you swing line shot, you want to do one of 2 things and not both. You want to either swing across your body or turn your shoulder and wrist into the ball, and he did a little bit of both that one.
That one served into the net by Mayra, and it goes back to Brookline. Number 45 checks in for Framingham to replace Mayra as Vivars goes on serve. His
Nice
serve
low
dug
serve.
out by 20, set up by Chavez, and whiffed on the roll shot by Viella. And you know, it's interesting, Justin, Vivars, at the start of the season, he was bringing these powerful jump serves with a lot of topspin, and now he's going for slightly less speedy serves.
Yeah, so, you know, one of the things that Chris does really well is he's a very effective server, whether he's jump serving or jump floating. You know, he has a very good, strong jump floater. It has a tendency to drop very fast on you. So, personally, I think jump serves, unless you're serving it upwards of, you know, 65, 70 miles an hour, are a little overrated. They're my favorite serves to pass because all you have to do is just get your arms angled the right way and it does all the work for you. Whereas with float serves, you're always a little nervous because they tend to wobble in the air like a knuckleball.
This one, a roll shot from Bacon, set by Chavez. Viella, the spike blocked, recovered by Richmond, pushed over by Chavez, taken by Smigula, set by Traub. Vivars, the spike dug out by Chan, set by Chavez. 20, sends it over, received by Traub, followed up by Smigula. Roll shot Hiltz, taken by Chan. Followed up by Chavez, 20, the roll shot taken by Traub, set by Smigula. Long spike Vivars, and he sails it. Boy, what a long rally that one was. They started that one while you were still in the middle of your explanation, and I still, you know, probably narrated 2/3 of that point.
Yeah, that was a very long rally there. Both teams not the cleanest ball control right now, so, you know, when things get a little sloppy, a lot of swings tend to go towards that middle section of the court that I've been talking about all season. I mean, all match. Yeah, you know, that's why ball control is so important. It helps you set your offense and run hit towards more precise areas rather than miss towards the middle of the court.
Hiltz got his second kill of the day on that last point. This hit received by Vivars, set by Smigula. Roll shot Hiltz, and Hiltz gets back-to-back kills.
Yeah, roll shots are working right now, but I'd really like to see them start swinging a little more.
This serve's taken, set by Chavez. 20, the spike off the net cord, and number 20 gets the kill. That's his second kill today.
Yeah, you know, I think we had a shot at getting a good block there. We just didn't press over the net enough, and they were just jumping more straight up rather than getting their hands across the plane of the net.
Viella now on serve, his team trailing by 2. This one served long.
Good early call by Chris there, saying that the ball's out.
Hiltz the serve, taken by Chan, set by Chavez. Roll shot 20, taken by Vivars, set by Smigula. Hiltz fires, dug out by 45, set by Chan. Roll shot 20, taken by Traub, set by Smigula. Spike Vivars, and he misses again. Vivars has had, I think, 3 spike errors this set, and he's not a guy that misses a lot.
Yeah, I think he's having a little bit of trouble finding his rhythm right now. So maybe in future swings he considers dialing it back just a little bit, not taking a roll shot, but you know, not swinging full power.
13 the serve, off the net court, taken by Raybold, set by Smigula. Spike Bacon, dug out by Viella, followed up by Chavez. Tap over to Paula, and DePaula finds the spot for the kill. Second kill of the day for Gabriel DePaula.
Yeah, Framingham's playing with a lot of fire right now, and you know, we have to make sure that we match that energy, especially on defense, because that's where we're getting caught right now. These long, drawn-out rallies, you know, you lose your focus every now and then. You got to make sure that you're the second team to lose that focus and not the first.
As they wipe up one of the wetter parts of the court, that heat, that humidity, and you know, it's such a unique thing for boys volleyball, A, because they play in the spring, so they get those warmer months, and also because players are constantly going to the floor,
yeah,
you know, to try and dig stuff out.
Yeah, luckily this gym isn't too humid on the floor right now. Sometimes if it gets really bad, you sort of feel like you don't get good grip on the court. And you're worried about slipping when you're taking these aggressive approaches in. So it doesn't seem to be the case right now, which is good.
After that serve into the net, 7-5, the Brookline lead. Andrew Bacon going on serve. This serve taken by Chan, set by Chavez. Mayra, the roll shot, and it went off the hands of Bacon. Might have been deflected by the blockers.
It's a good high swing over there by Framingham.
Yeah, it must have been deflected by the blockers, otherwise Bacon wouldn't have gone for that one.
Yeah, it definitely went high off the fingers right there and deep. You know, I think Bacon got caught a little bit off guard right there. He needs to stay a little bit further back right there on the back line if there's a solid block up.
Aiden Bach checking back in for Framingham. This serve straight into the net.
Number 2 on Framingham there got a little confused. He wasn't sure if the ref blew for the service whistle, and so he got a little bit rushed. Not sure if he, I think he wasn't able to get his routine in.
This serve taken by Chan, set by Chavez. Mayra, the spike, sails. 9-6, the Brookline advantage here in set number 4. Raybold serve taken by 13, set by Chavez. Mayra, the spike blocked wide. 8th kill of the day for Luan Mayra. Chavez on serve for the Flyers. This serve taken by Bacon and sent over on 2 by Smagula.
Smart play, Alex, smart play.
That first hit was coming very close to the net, and Smagula, like you said, made the smart play going over the back of his head for his 5th kill of the day. And Smagula following up the kill by going on serve. Serve taken by Chan, set by Chavez. Spike Richmond hits the sideline for the kill. That is his 10th. Richmond, the second player in this match to reach 10 kills, as Vivars got his 10th in the 3rd set. Mayra on serve, and this one into the net, and Framingham has been having an atrocious time serving here in this 4th set, but Brookline only up by 3.
Yeah, you know, Framingham's gamble there with aggressive serving is unfortunately biting them in the butt right now, but you know, they still have to keep going for those serves because, yeah, they still have to serve aggressive because otherwise they're just, you know, playing not to lose.
11-9 after Vivars sends one into the net. Chan.
Oh boy.
Boy, nobody wants to get a serve in right now.
Yeah, and it's hurting me a little bit to watch this.
This is the stuff. This is the stuff that gives coaches an ulcer.
Yeah, but me especially. You know, when I was on varsity my sophomore and junior years, I was strictly a serving specialist, and my job was to put in good aggressive serves. So, you know, it hurts a little bit to see a lack of focus right now from both teams.
This one bumped over by Raybold, taken by Chan, set Chavez. 20, the roll shot, chased down by Vivars. Second hit, chased down by Bacon, pushed over by Smagula, taken by 45, set by Chavez. Spike Viella blocked, Viella recovers, it's pushed to the back line.
That's a great push right there.
But he missed it.
Oh.
Oh my, a chaotic end to the rally, and I thought it looked like Brookline had gotten a really, it was a smart idea, and it looks like they had gotten it, but just missed wide.
Yeah, I thought that was in, but, you know, I didn't get the best look at it. But that was a very smart idea right there. Just unfortunately missed it a little bit.
Didn't miss that one, Liam Raybold.
Great swing there. Way to follow it up. you know, a lot of people in volleyball, if there's a call that people disagree with, usually the next point is the end-all be-all of whether the call was right or not. And so that's a ball don't lie situation. So it's, you know, that ball was in.
20s spike off the blockers. Boy, and Brookline's really been having trouble following up those initial hits sometimes with a second hit.
Yeah, the coverage right now on the blocking and defense is not the best right now. And it's strictly just down to effort. I think they're getting a little bit tired in the heat right now.
And Raybold taps it over, dug out by Mera, followed up by Viella, tapped over by DePaula, taken by Hiltz, set by Smagula, spike Raybold, and Raybold gets that one.
I like the decision there to go with Liam on offense. You know, he's got a little bit of a long swing, but he gets a lot of heavy power behind that ball. He hits a really heavy swing that can be difficult for a lot of defenders to pick up.
6 kills for Raybold as Bacon sends that one into the net. Neither team able to string the points together to pull away, as the current score 14-12. Bach on serve, taken by Traub, set by Smagula. Vivars, the spike blocked, recovered by Traub, set by Smagula. Vivars tries again and misses it wide. Boy, this has got to be the roughest set I've seen out of Vivars in any of the matches I've covered for him, at least this season.
Yeah, I think he's getting a little rushed right now. He needs to just slow himself down a bit.
This serve taken by Traub, set by Smagula. Raybold blocked, recovered by Smagula, followed up by Traub. Tap over by Vivars, taken by Viella, set by Chavez. Mayra, the roll shot, taken by Traub, followed up by Smagula. Vivars, cross court, and it's in.
Good swing there by Chris. He aimed deep for that corner right there. He was still a little bit early on that ball and a little underneath it, but because he's just such a physical specimen, he was able to adjust. But, you know, I'm still going back to what I said earlier, is that he needs to slow himself down. He's running a little too fast and early.
Yeah, that one, I mean, not the prettiest looking swing. He just barely managed to angle that one in. And, you know, I wonder, him being captain and seeing some of these other players, you know, being a little slow to swing, a little hesitant to go for the full spikes, do you think he might be feeling some pressure and that might be rushing him a bit?
I think he's getting a little frustrated right now. He just needs to take a deep breath and reset, because right now he's not playing his best because he's letting the state of the game get to him.
And he gets...
But he followed it up with a fantastic block there.
As you said, a fantastic block for Kristaps Vivars. That's his second block today. This serve from Huang, taken by 13, set by Chavez. Battle at the net, won by Brookline. Did someone block that, or did he just miss? It was hard to tell.
I'm sorry, what happened?
I think it was it blocked or tapped down off the body? I couldn't even tell what that one was.
No, so what happened there was the set was very tight. The hitter went under the net and landed, and it was a little bit of a scary play because he was well past the midline, and he bumped into our blockers a little bit.
This tap was blocked back by Richmond. Richmond with his first block of the day. Framingham not letting Brookline pull away, but they do still lead by 3. Hiltz back in the game, so we do have 2 setters out for Brookline once again. Received by Vivars, set by Smagula, spike Vivars.
Ooh, wow, great
taken by Chavez, followed up by Viella, roll shot Mayra, taken by Traub, set by Smagula. Vivars, spike again, deflected, taken by Viella, and they somehow push it over on 3. Set up, spike, Smagula on 2, dug out by 13, followed up by Chavez. Bumped over by Chan, taken by Hiltz, set by Smagula. Vivars flies again, and this time, no doubt.
Way to put down the hammer, Chris. There's nothing more demoralizing than having such a long rally like that and in a really good point for the other team.
And it's not even like eventually someone just made a mistake because of how long it was. It was that they got one right in your face.
Yep, there's nothing they could have done about that swing right there. That's just an excellent swing by Chris.
Roll shot, Viella taken by Bacon, set by Smagula. Hiltz the swing. Odin Hiltz with the kill. Brookline starting to find their rhythm as they take a 5-point lead. And what are they discussing here?
I'm not sure what's happening right now.
See, this is the most frustrating part of these matches for me as a broadcaster is when play stops and I'm not sure why. Are Liam's laces getting redone?
Uh-oh. Maybe he may have gotten landed on by that one set where the outside on Framingham went underneath the net. Maybe they bumped knees, or maybe Liam landed on his foot, or the other way around. The hitter on Framingham landed on Liam's foot. That may have been what happened.
Oh, so like they might be putting his shoe back on after checking on his foot?
It may have been an ankle injury. It doesn't seem too bad because he's walking, but
yeah.
That's definitely an area of concern right now.
And boy, that's not a player this team can afford to lose. You never want to lose anybody, but Liam has been such an impact player out of the middle this season. Serves Magula, taken by Chan, set Chavez. Mayra the spike, gets through, but recovered somehow. Wow. Set up and the spike blocked again, somehow recovered by Smagula. And this blocked again, and again Brookline somehow recovers. They keep getting the ball back. Now Chavez sets up and it's pushed over by Chan. Oh, and that time over aggressive on the recovery, and it makes him pay.
It's a good push by Chan right there. Good coverage by Brookline on our hitters, but you know, it's one of those situations where you want to slow things down a little bit so your offense has time to recollect itself. And I think we got a little rushed there in the moment. They scrambled, and he identified a good opportunity to just push the ball over for an easy point.
19-15, the Brookline lead here in set number 4, as number 20 checks back in for Framingham. Mayra on serve for the Flyers. Right into the net. Brookline.
Yeah, at this point, you have to wonder if they're getting a little too aggressive on their serves and they're rushing through it. Because I think that may have been the 5th service error now.
Yeah, they've had a bunch this set. 20-15, Brookline leads. Vivars the serve, dug out by 20, followed up by Chavez on 2, spiked back on 1 by Galucci.
Yeah, going back to Chris's serve right there, I mean, you may have noticed that dropped pretty quickly once it crossed the net, and that's what makes his float serve so effective.
That top spin power. 21-15, Brookline leads as we've got another pause.
Yeah, another sweat spot on the court.
Ah, yes. Oh, the one. I didn't realize because of the username, but the one who said that you're going to take my job, Justin, that's Rowan. That's Rowan Miller.
Okay.
20, the roll shot taken by Vivars, set by Smagula. Roll shot Vivars for the kill.
Smart mix up right there. You know, Chris hit that roll shot really well. You know, he wound up, pulled his elbow really far back, makes it look like he's loading up to put a really powerful swing in, and then he just slowly swings through the ball with that roll shot.
This one taken by Chan, set Chavez, spiked down by Richmond. And Nate Richmond with his 11th kill as it's 22-16. This serve drops on the line for an ace. Adam Chan with his second ace of the day.
That's a great serve by him. It dropped down towards the end line really fast. One of those close calls you kind of have to follow just to make sure that it doesn't drop in on you.
And he follows that one up.
It up with an error.
With an error.
Yeah.
23-17, Brookline 2 points away from finishing this match. You know, but we've seen them take a late lead before and see Framingham creep back up on them, so they cannot rest until they're done. This serve taken by 20, set by Chavez. 20, the spike gets through for the kill. 4th kill for number 20. 23-18 as Michael Viella goes on serve for the Flyers. This serve taken by Bacon,
right
set by Smagula, spike Hiltz, and that one just missed. Seemed like he got underneath that one. He might have overrun it.
Yeah, that looks to be the case right there.
Viella the serve, taken by Bacon, set by Smagula, pushed over by Vivars, taken by Viella, set by Chan. 20 trying to chase down, he can't get it over. That second hit just not in a spot he expected, and he had no angle to get that one over.
Yeah, that's a very tough set to try to fix.
Set, or not just set, but match point now for Brookline at 24-19. Odin Hiltz will be serving for the match here. Serve taken by Chan, set by Chavez. Roll shot 20, taken by Bacon. Spiked on two by Smagula,
wow,
and Alex Smagula ends it. The on-two spike to finish from Alex Smagula as he gets his 6th kill of the match, and Brookline takes it. The final score, Brookline 3 sets, Framingham 1. Set scores 25-11, 25-21, 23-25, 25-19.
That was a good match by Framingham. You know, every time we come over here, they always put up a really good fight against us, and it happened last year as well. So, you know, they play with a lot of heart and energy, and, you know, I'd be pretty happy if I were Coach Emily right now.
And certainly with how high Brookline is in the power rankings, even with a loss, keeping it from a sweep could potentially help their power rankings a good deal as they are, you know, on that bubble of potentially making the dance.
Yeah, that definitely does help them. And it's nice that the MIA switched to the power ranking system for boys volleyball, because for the longest time, I mean, we all know how good Needham, Natick, Newton North have been for the last couple of years, and then us more recently. Having all four of the top 10 teams all in one conference makes it very difficult, especially when they're all playing against each other in the South Sectional Finals. You get a lot of situations where, you know, a team like Needham or Newton North or us would, you know, play against one of the other teams and get knocked out early, and then you have teams that are not necessarily as strong ending up in the state semifinals. So, you know, it's a great system, and it helps because it's tough for a team like Framingham, who almost certainly would be a playoff team in any other conference, having a losing record right now. But because they play in such a tough conference, you know, it helps them because now, you know, strength of opponent does matter.
Absolutely. My final unofficial stats for today for Framingham: Nate Richmond with 11 kills, 1 block. Luan Mayra with 8 kills, 1 ace. Number 20 with 4 kills. I had Adam Chan with 1 kill and 2 aces. Gabriel DePaula, 2 kills, 1 block. Aiden Bach, 2 aces. Michael Viella, 1 ace. Number 13, 1 ace. And Vincent Chavez, 1 block. For Brookline, I had Kristaps Vivars, 13 kills, 2 blocks. Alex Smagula, 6 kills, 1 ace, and 1.5 blocks. Liam Raybold, 6 kills, 2 aces. Luca Galucci, 4 kills, 4 blocks. Andrew Bacon, 4 kills. Zach Spencer, 2 kills, 1.5 blocks. And Zach Boyer with 1 kill and 1 ace. And Justin, I'm sure you want to get down there and work with the JV team. But I just want to say for the last time, thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a lot of fun giving this a shot. So maybe I'll do this again sometime next year.
I'd love it. All right.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Coach Justin. Take care, and good luck in the JV match. All right. That was Brookline assistant varsity and head JV coach Justin Suhu providing us with some top-level color commentary in this one. Hope it was as nice for you guys as it was for me. You know, as much as I've learned about this game in my time covering it, I definitely would not pretend to know as much as the guys out there on the floor. And so getting that perspective a little bit today was certainly a treat for me, and I hope it was for you. Connor Christopher in the live chat asking the question, which set did they lose? They lost the third set. Brookline took the first 2 sets 25-11 and 25-21. Framingham took the third set 25-23, and Brookline won the fourth set 25-19. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I know Wi-Fi wasn't great today. I will be uploading a recorded version of this broadcast later tonight, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, regardless of all the technical difficulties we had, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. Brookline Boys Volleyball has one more game left in the regular season tomorrow as they travel out to Sudbury to take on the other Warriors of Lincoln Sudbury Regional High School. I'll have that one covered live. I'll have another, I'm scheduled to have another color commentator with me in that game, as Sam Lowenstein will be joining me once again. So be sure to look forward to that broadcast. Subscribe to the channel can help. Thank you to those who brought the comments in the live chat today. If there's anything you'd like to say after the live stream has concluded, be sure to say it in the comments section down below. And check out the description section down below where you can find some helpful links. A link and instructions for how you can donate to the Brookline High Boys Volleyball Booster Club. A link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. And some links related to me that you can also find in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. And if you want to skip past all that, you can also see my email if you would like to just email me with any questions or requests you may have. And you can also find my Instagram, where I sometimes post highlights from previous live streams, as well as the links for upcoming live streams. But for this live stream, that is going to do it from Framingham High School in Framingham, Massachusetts. The final score, Brookline 3, Framingham 1. Final set scores 25-11, 25-21, 23-25, and 25-19. Thank you again to Justin Suhu for joining me on broadcast, and thank you all so much for watching, and have a good night.